Hi Dave.
Hi.
Thank you for speaking with me today.
So today we're talking about your very first feature film, which you wrote and directed, called The Fifth Shadow. What made you want to tell this story?
I've always been interested in psychology and philosophy and I guess the human psyche, and films like Jacob's Ladder and Lost Highway that deal with that sort of thing were really the films that inspired me to try and become a filmmaker in the first place.
And what stage of production are you at?
We're about halfway through post-production. I'm cutting the film myself at the moment, and myself and my DOP Gideon are doing second unit photography, but we need a little bit more help, so we've just launched a Kickstarter campaign to try and get a little bit more money to get the film over the line.
So usually when I ask this next question about obstacles, the answers are money and budget issues. So putting money and budget issues aside, what would you say were the major obstacles and how did you overcome them?
Time was the most profound learning curve that I think we had. Never underestimate how long something is going to take.
So tell me a bit about the casting process you went through. You've got Joel McElroy, who's an AFI nominated actor, as the lead. How did you go about casting him, or did you have him in mind while you were writing? What stage did he come on board? Tell me a bit about the audition process.
No, Joel came on near the end of writing the second draft of the script. I had a completely different actor in mind when I was writing the script to begin with, and a friend of a friend introduced us, and then the character of Henry Blink just took on a whole different persona, physically and psychologically.
So what tips would you have for people on low budgets regarding casting and finding the right actors for the role?
I would say to spend as much time in casting and auditioning as possible. Something that I found, which I've done on short films, which might work fine in that circumstance, is that you often just pick the best actor for the role, but sometimes you get on set and while that person might be a competent actor, they're not necessarily the right fit for the character. So to spend a few sessions with those people and really work out that they're the right person to play the character, and they understand all the the small parts about the script and can pull it off is really important.
Yeah. And did you go through agents or websites like Star Now to get your
No, we use Star Now and Facebook and Twitter, and I think we even posted some posters up around Sydney and just sort of got the word out there.
Dave, what would you say is the biggest thing you learned from making this film and something that you'll be using in your future projects?
Most important thing I discovered while making the film was a first assistant director, how important that person really is on set, and in particular on a low budget film when time is of the essence. We got two first ADs, one for the first half of the film, and then we had another lady come on for the second half of the film, and they were both really terrific. They broke down the script and the schedule and made some calls that me as the director probably
and a writer-director
wasn't willing to make in terms of cutting scenes, just so we could get other stuff shot. So the first AD was absolutely.
And how did you go about finding them?
We found Serena, the first AD, through Tony Robson, the sound recordist, who had worked with Serena for a number of years on a TV show. So she fortunately came on board and cracked the whip, and she did a fantastic job. We wouldn't have got half of what we got shot without Serena. And then when Serena went back to work, we got Delise in, and she was the first AD for the second half of the film, and equally as important to the crew.
You mentioned before that you'll be doing a Kickstarter campaign. Tell us a bit more about that.
We're launching a Kickstarter campaign in January of 2014, and that's to raise further money for editing and for second unit photography. Gideon and I are doing a whole bunch of special effects stuff like cloud tanking and doing this really cool technique with hand painted frames, which I don't want to go into too much because it's a little bit of a secret at the moment, but it looks really cool.
Very cool.
So what's next for Dave Sparx?
Next is a feature-length documentary that my girlfriend and I are going to be starting on Eastern philosophy and Zen Buddhism that we're both really interested in, and it seemed like the logical thing to spend the next period of my life doing.
Well, Dave, thank you so much for coming in. I truly wish you all the best with this project and your future projects.
Thanks, Olga.
I look forward to seeing this film. I really can't wait to see it.
Cheers.